We all have a list of things that we couldn't imagine leaving the house without. This collection of essential items are often referred to as everyday carry, and give us an insight into a person's occupation, lifestyle, or even their personality. Today I'm going to explore which products I consistently have with me and the utility that they provide. Hey pals, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a slightly more relaxed video compared to my previous uploads. As you can see, I've got a collection of my sort of everyday carry, and I'm going to run through the decision-making process that led me to choosing what I carry on my person. So just a quick note on transparency before I begin. Some of these items were sent to me by brands to produce social media content for. However, I haven't been paid by any of them to produce this video, and they don't get any input on the points that I'm about to make. Now that's out of the way, we're going to get stuck in. I'm going to start on this side of the table and then sort of move my way through everything here. So we'll start off with my Airpods. Now, these are just the original Airpods in the wireless charging case. I haven't updated them ever. I have been really happy with them, in all fairness. They don't sound particularly good, but you know, it's not really why you buy Airpods. They're just very convenient of headphones to have in your pocket. Obviously no cables. I don't really have to worry about charging them because I just throw them on a wireless charger at night. And yeah, they've been great. I'm one of those lucky people that just sort of have the right size ear shape, so they fit really well, like they're not going anywhere once they're in. So I can wear them when I'm exercising, and they've been solid, to be fair. I've got them in this black leather carrying case, which is made by a company called Nomad. It's just a very simple black leather case. It just gives you a bit of extra protection and just means they don't look as, you know, battered and scuffed up after they've been in your pocket or in your bag or whatever. So yeah, really like these. They definitely deserve a place in my pocket. Up next, we have this key organizer, which is made by a company called Orbit Key. If I open it up, you'll see that there's actually a sort of multi-tool as well. I know a lot of people like to have, you know, sort of dedicated multi-tools in their everyday carries, but to be honest, it's just not something that I really carry on me or use that often. You know, this is pretty much just a glorified bottle opener, so it's useful for beers and things like that. But otherwise, it's just a really tidy way of just storing my keys and not feeling like I'm carrying the jailhouse keys with me all day, you know, jangling in my pockets. That's quite nice, very minimal, very sleek looking, and I like it a lot. Up next, we have my wallet. So I've used quite a lot of different types of wallets in the past, and usually I like the ones which have like the coin purse in, so you just throw all your spare change and stuff in there. But this one's actually quite different. So this is the money clip, and it's made by a company called Bullstrap. They sent me this maybe like 2 years ago now, and I keep coming back to it. I really like the design of this thing. As the name suggests, it is a money clip. So on the back, it's got this really heavily magnetized money clip. Makes a really satisfying smack sound when you use it. And it's good because you know that any cash that you're storing there isn't going to go anywhere, and that's really handy. And on this side, you've obviously got all of your card slots. There's a couple more on the back, which I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, it's just a really nice design. For the most part, I use Apple Pay for most things these days, but every once in a while you will need a physical card for whatever reason. So, you know, I carry a wallet with me most places just to make sure I'm covered. So I'm using Starling Bank, and they give you these really nice looking bank cards, and I get a lot of comments on these. I think they're really snazzy looking, really cool. Obviously got one for my freelancing business, and they've got one for just like personal spending too. I really like the color of the personal one. I think it's just a really nice color. But I will say they've actually just changed the design. I think I've got my new one somewhere. So here's the new design. Not my favorite, I'll be honest. I really like the font they used on the old design. Starling, not really sure where your head's at with that, but nonetheless, really good bank. I really enjoy using them, and yeah, nice cards. So I'll put those away and we'll move on now. I also have my Tesla key card in my wallet. So the way that Teslas work is they actually connect to your phone, and that's how you unlock the car. That's how you sort of connect with it and do all the usual features. But in the event of me losing my phone, or maybe it runs out of battery when I'm out and about, it's nice to have a backup, and that's what the key card is for. They give you two when you get the car, and I just sort of keep mine with me just in case. I've never really had to use it, so yeah, it's more or less just a bit of insurance against something going wrong. You might have noticed that there's something in the back of my wallet here. Now that is actually a AirTag holder, as you can see here. It's also made by Nomad, and it basically just allows you to slot an AirTag into this little plastic holder, and it just fits a little bit better inside a wallet. And it's just another way of keeping track of all of your things. So if I leave something behind, I get an alert come through. You know, if something was ever stolen, at least then I can sort of see where it's going. Not sure what I'd do in those situations, but you know, there we go. AirTags have kind of got a bit of a bad reputation over the last year or so. People are using them for all sorts of horrible things. But if you're using them in the way that they were intended, they're actually super useful. And I've got them in everything. I've got them in my camera bag, I've got one on my keys, my wallet. And it's just a way for me to be able to keep track of where everything is. Okay, so moving on to probably my most used item out of everything in front of me here. This is my phone. It's the iPhone 13 Pro, and I have been using it since it came out in October, September last year. It's a really good phone. Like, it's probably the best iPhone experience I've ever had. Obviously, I've got big cameras for when I want to make something look a bit more professional, but for sort of general day-to-day shooting, you can get really beautiful images and videos out of a device this small. They're just really bloody good. I really like the look of the content that you can get from these now. They're just very good cameras overall. I also really like the ProMotion display. It's just a really nice experience and everything just looks really smooth and snappy, but that's as much as I'm gonna say on the iPhone today. Obviously this isn't a review of it, so I'll save those thoughts for maybe a different video, right? Let's talk about the case that I'm using. So this is the Nomad Sport case, and it comes in this really nice gray color. I'm a really big fan of this. They also sent me a sort of black leather case, which I thought, great, that'll match everything else I'm using, but it just felt quite big and bulky at times. By comparison, this just feels really nice in the hand. It's also got really nice tactile sort of buttons, so you probably hear it. Everything just feels a bit more responsive in this. And yeah, I just really like it. It's also got like a MagSafe sort of connection as well, so I can still use it with all my accessories and charging things. But yeah, really nice case. Definitely recommend it. Okay, so moving on, I've got a pair of sunglasses on the table. Now, I don't often see sunglasses in these sorts of videos, so I thought that might be a different angle. And also I don't really use sort of knives or multi-tools like I already addressed. So let's talk about these. These are probably a different design than most people are used to seeing. They're not like the classic sort of styles that Ray-Ban have, like Wayfarers, Aviators, etc. They're called the Double Bridge Rounds, I think, or maybe Round Double Bridge, whichever order. I'll put a link in the description if you want to go find them. And I really like them. They are polarized, which means that they reduce glare on water or other reflective surfaces. And that's just really nice, especially when you're driving or if you're taking photos and you need to sort of see how things look with a polarized filter on them. Just a really nice, easy way of seeing that before you sort out all your camera stuff. Last but not least, I have my Apple Watch. Now, most people would probably expect me to have like, the latest and greatest version of it, but I'm actually using the Apple Watch SE, which has been around for a couple of years now. It came out at the same time as the Series 6, and it basically just misses out on some of the more advanced features like the always on display and the ECG sensor, I want to say. But to be honest, because I've never owned an Apple Watch before, I don't really feel like I'm missing out on any of those experiences. It's still a really nice Apple product. It gives you all of the same functionality as you'd expect, but at a slightly cheaper cost, which is why I thought I'd go for it. And it meant that I could buy one of their nice solo braided loop things, which is a really comfortable band as well. Speaking of straps, I've got quite a few, but the ones I keep coming back to are these sport bands from Nomad. Again, another Nomad product, but they just make really nice stuff. So same color as the iPhone, although it's obviously got more of a matte sort of finish to them. And yeah, really nice. They're waterproof, so I can wear them during exercise without worrying about sweating through them or getting them wet. Gross, but it happens. And again, I really like the color. It's just really clean and minimal, and it works in most outfits. It kind of pops off the wrist too. Wicked. I will say I don't like the clasp design. It does protrude quite a lot, and what I found is that, especially if I'm on my laptop, because it's protruding quite a lot from your wrist, when you've got your hands face down like this, it does actually mark my laptop quite a bit, so I have to be careful with that. And you can actually probably see it's worn down slightly just from actually brushing up against my laptop. So hopefully they create like a V2 and we'll see some slight improvements on the clasp design, because that's definitely something that could be better. But that being said, still a really good Apple Watch band. I've really liked using them. And yeah, that's more or less a brief overview on my everyday carry, or as it currently is. I'm hoping to turn this video into sort of more of a longer term series. So make sure you subscribe, because then you can see when those videos come out. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this slightly more relaxed approach to making this video. Usually I'm a bit more scripted, but today I thought I'd just sort of roll through with it and see what happened. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.